Hey everyone, can I ask you something, honestly? Have you ever stood in front of your closet in the morning? A closet packed full of clothes, but you get that sinking feeling that you have absolutely nothing to wear. Do you ever feel like you're looking at a museum of your former life? There's the dress you wore to your daughter's wedding. There's the suit from your last day at the office. Clothes that hold memories. Maybe some unfinished dreams. And a lot of roles you used to play. And you start to wonder, is this age a finish line? Or could it be the starting line for the most brilliant, most liberating chapter of your life? I get it. I really, really do. That shaky feeling when your body is changing. The waist isn't quite where it used to be. The arms feel a little softer. That feeling of being left behind by a fashion world that seems to be screaming at 20-year-olds. And that invisible pressure, that little voice in your head, that tells you to dress your age. But ladies, let me ask you this. Who made up that rule? Who gets to decide that at our age, we can't wear a vibrant color or a pair of shoes that makes us happy? Today, I want us to throw all of that pressure right out the window. We're going to take a trip together. Not to the flashy runways, but to the charming, cobblestone streets of Milan. A place where beauty isn't defined by a number. Where it's celebrated in the confidence, the spirit, and the sheer joy for life that you see in the Italian women who have truly lived. They are the icons of ageless style, of an elegance that comes from the soul. And I promise you, this is not going to be another video about chasing trends or trying to look younger. No, this is a journey to rediscover ourselves. To find that confidence that might have gotten a little dusty. To find the joy in getting dressed just for you. And to fall back in love with that incredible woman you see in the mirror every single day. So, are you ready? Let's start this journey together. Let's decode the secrets, not just to dressing well, but more importantly, to living beautifully, and unapologetically. Alright ladies, can I ask you something, honestly? Have you ever stood in front of a closet that is packed full of clothes, and felt that sinking feeling of having absolutely nothing to wear? Or maybe you've been scrolling online, you see all these flashy new things the models are wearing, and you just think to yourself, that world isn't for me anymore. If you've ever felt that way, I want you to know you are not alone. I've been there. As a woman who has celebrated more than a few milestone birthdays, believe me, I get it. We get caught up in this exhausting treadmill of what the industry calls trends. It's a dizzying cycle, isn't it? 1 minute, skinny jeans are in, the next, they're out. One season it's all about bright pink, the next, it's a quiet beige. That whole machine, that's fashion. It's loud, it's demanding, and it's designed to make you feel like you're constantly one step behind. But today, I want us to step off that treadmill together, and talk about something much more powerful, something that lasts. I want to talk about style. You see, fashion is what you buy. Style is who you are. Fashion screams for attention, but style quietly commands respect. The great Coco Chanel put it perfectly. She said, "Fashion fades, only style remains the same." And there is no place on earth where this truth is more beautifully alive than on the streets of Milan. Now, when you think of Milan, you might picture the high-drama runway shows and the eye-watering price tags. But the real magic of Milan, the real inspiration, is found in its women. Especially the ones who wear their age with grace and confidence. They have a secret, a gorgeous Italian word that I want to share with you today. The word is sprezzatura. Can you say that? Sprezzatura. It means the art of looking incredibly elegant, while making it seem like you put in zero effort. It's a kind of studied carelessness, a concealed elegance. Have you ever seen a woman who just looks so effortlessly chic, you can't quite put your finger on why? She's not overdressed, she's not dripping in logos. She just is. That, my friends, is sprezzatura. I will never forget one rainy afternoon in Milan, on a cobblestone side street. I saw a woman, she must have been in her late 60s. She was wearing a classic camel trench coat, a simple terracotta-colored turtleneck, and a pair of perfectly tailored black trousers. Nothing revolutionary, but it was the asterisk way she wore them. The way she held her umbrella, the way a small, patterned silk scarf peeked out from her collar, the confident ease in her posture as she walked. She wasn't trying to look young. She wasn't trying to look rich. She was simply, beautifully, herself. And it hit me. She wasn't wearing the clothes. The clothes were just an extension of her. That moment taught me everything I need to know. True style doesn't come from your wallet. It comes from your soul, from knowing who you are. So the big question is, how do we get that? How do we bring that beautiful Italian spirit into our own lives, right here? It starts with a simple shift in mindset. Focus on quality over quantity. Did you know that a study by The Guardian found that the average fast fashion item is worn just 7 times before being thrown away? 7 times. We buy on impulse, we buy because it's on sale, we fill our closets with clutter but we're still not satisfied. So I ask you this, instead of buying 10 cheap t-shirts that will lose their shape after a few washes, what if you invested in one beautiful silk blouse? Or one incredibly soft cashmere sweater? These pieces aren't just clothes, they are an investment in yourself. They feel better, they last longer, and they respect the woman you've become. The second key is to let comfort be your compass. My days of torturing my feet in sky-high heels are over. How about you? There is nothing stylish about being in pain. Comfort is the ultimate luxury. When you feel good in what you're wearing, you move differently. You carry yourself with confidence. And confidence is the most attractive thing a woman can wear. Look for fabrics that breathe with you, like cotton, linen, and wool. Choose silhouettes that honor your body instead of restricting it. And finally, and this is the most important part, I want you to honor the body you have right now. Our bodies at 50, 60, and beyond are a map of our lives. They've carried us through careers, through raising children, through joy and through sorrow. Maybe your waist isn't what it used to be. Maybe your arms feel a little softer. So what? This body has lived. This body is worthy of being dressed beautifully, just as it is today. Don't hide it. Learn to work with it. Style isn't about looking like you're 25 again. It's about looking like the best version of yourself, right now. It's an inside job, a journey that starts with self-acceptance and a confident, peaceful attitude. So, now that we have this foundation, this philosophy of style over fashion, where do we actually begin? What are the real, tangible pieces we need to start building that timeless, effortless wardrobe we've been dreaming about? Well, in the next part, we're going to roll up our sleeves and discover exactly that, the essential building blocks for a lifetime of style. So we've agreed on something really important, haven't we? That real style isn't about chasing trends, it's about a quiet confidence that comes from within. But I can almost hear you thinking, okay, that sounds great in theory, but where on earth do I start? My closet is a certified disaster zone. I hear you. I really do. Did you know there's a wild statistic that we only wear about 20% of the clothes in our closet, 80% of the time? Think about that. It's like building a huge, beautiful house and then only ever living in the kitchen and the bedroom. So today, I want to help you renovate that house. We're going to clear out the clutter and focus on the foundation, the solid architectural beams that will hold everything else up. These are the timeless pieces, the true workhorses of your wardrobe, that let you look polished and put together without having to overthink it. And the very first piece, the one I believe every woman over 50 needs in her arsenal, is a perfectly tailored blazer or a classic trench coat. Do you think a jacket can give you power? Because I do. When I put on a blazer that fits me just right, I swear, I stand a little taller. My shoulders go back. I feel ready. It's like a chic, sophisticated suit of armor for the modern woman. But the fit is everything. If you're more petite, look for a blazer that hits right at your hip bone, maybe with a single button to create a longer line. If you're tall, you can carry off a long, elegant trench coat like no one else. For those of us who are a bit fuller on top, a style with a nice, open V neckline can be incredibly flattering. And the color? Start with the basics, a beautiful camel, a classic navy, or a sophisticated charcoal gray. They go with absolutely everything. Okay, foundation piece number 2, a great pair of trousers. Ladies, it is time to elevate ourselves beyond the yoga pants. A well-cut pair of trousers is like magic. It can make your legs look longer, your waist look more defined, and instantly make you look like you have your life together. The secret is a sharp crease down the front and a hem that just grazes the top of your shoe. Pay attention to the fabric. You want something with a bit of weight to it, something that drapes beautifully and doesn't wrinkle the second you sit down. When you put on a pair of pants that really fits, you walk differently. There's a purpose in your stride. Now for our third piece, something that brings a touch of pure, soft femininity. A silk blouse in white or cream. Just close your eyes for a second and imagine it. That feeling of cool, smooth silk against your skin. It's more than just a shirt, it's a little moment of personal luxury. Unlike a stiff cotton button-down, a silk blouse has a beautiful, natural drape that skims the body, forgiving the areas we might be a little sensitive about. It whispers elegance instead of shouting it. You can wear it to a business lunch, to meet friends for coffee, or tucked into a skirt for a dinner date. It is proof that the simplest things are often the most beautiful. Next up, number 4. The midi skirt or dress. Why midi? Because that length, hitting somewhere mid-calf, is the absolute sweet spot. It's elegant and modest, but it still shows off that lovely, slender part of your ankle. A midi skirt, especially an A-line cut, is fantastic for creating a waistline and flowing gracefully over the hips and thighs. You can find them in breezy fabrics for warmer weather, or beautiful wools for the fall and winter. A simple midi dress can be a one-and-done outfit that always looks polished. And finally, our fifth foundation piece. This one isn't clothing, but it's what pulls everything together, the right accessories. I'm talking about a beautiful silk scarf, tied artfully at the neck. A quality leather handbag that has structure and style. It doesn't have to be a designer name, it just has to be well made. A simple pair of pearl earrings, a classic watch. Accessories are the punctuation at the end of your style sentence. They show that you pay attention, that you care about the details. I remember working with a client, a wonderful woman named Carol. When we first met, she was in her late 50s, and her wardrobe was a sea of black and gray. She told me she wore it to be age-appropriate, and to hide her shape. But her eyes told a different story. They looked tired. The very first thing we did together was go out and buy a single item. A blazer in a beautiful cream color. The next time I saw her, she was wearing it over her old black t-shirt and black pants. She just stood in front of the mirror and stared. She told me, "I don't recognize that woman. She looks so bright, so capable." That one blazer was the permission she needed. From there came a silk blouse, then a floral midi skirt. Carol's body didn't change. The numbers on the scale didn't change. But she started allowing herself to be seen again. These timeless pieces are not magic wands, but they are powerful tools. They are the foundation on which we can rebuild our confidence, one beautiful piece at a time. So now that we have these essential building blocks in our hands, the power blazer, the perfect pants, the luxurious blouse, the graceful midi skirt. What's next? How do we take these separate items and combine them, breathe life into them, and create outfits that tell our unique story? Well, that is the art of putting it all together, and that's exactly what we are going to dive into next. Alright, so now you have the building blocks, right? You've got that power blazer, the perfect pair of pants, that soft silk blouse. But if they just sit in your closet, all by themselves, well, they're just items. The real magic, the real fun, happens when you start mixing them together. I want you to think of it like cooking. Those classic pieces are your high-quality ingredients. And you, my dear, you are the master chef. Your job is to turn those ingredients into your own signature dish. And the first technique I want to share is the art of layering. Do you tend to just throw on a top and a bottom and call it a day? Layering is so much more than just putting on clothes to stay warm. It's how you create dimension, texture, and real visual interest. Okay, picture this with me. You start with that soft, cream-colored silk blouse we talked about. Over that, you add a lightweight, V-necked cashmere sweater. And for the final touch, you drape that classic trench coat over your shoulders. Do you see? 3 layers, 3 different textures. Silk, cashmere, cotton. It creates a look that is so rich and intentional. It shows that you're a woman who understands nuance, who knows how to play with her style. The key is to keep the inner layers thin, so you don't add bulk, just style. Alright, next up, let's talk about something that can change your entire mood: color. So many of us, as we get older, fall into a color rut. Black, gray, navy. Am I right? Look, I get it. They're safe, they're slimming, they're easy. But ladies, our lives are not just black and white, are they? Think of your neutral colored clothes as your canvas. And you are the artist. You need to add a splash of color to bring the painting to life. Now, you don't have to walk out looking like a rainbow. It's all about a single, confident pop of color. It could be a scarf in a rich burgundy, a pair of shoes in a deep teal, or a handbag in a warm terracotta. I personally love a deep wine red. Some days, I'll wear an all-beige outfit, but I'll add that red scarf, and instantly, the whole look just sings. You know, color psychology is a real thing. It affects how you feel and how people respond to you. So why not use that power? And one more trick, a really powerful one, is to play with proportions. Do you ever fall into the trap of wearing big, baggy clothes on top and bottom to hide everything? It's a common instinct, but it can actually make us look larger and shapeless. The golden rule is so simple: if you go big on top, go slim on the bottom. And if you go voluminous on the bottom, keep the top more fitted. Think a flowy tunic over slim leg pants, or a wide leg trouser with a simple, fitted knit top. It's all about creating that balance, that beautiful silhouette. I want to tell you about my friend, Helen. She's 58. Helen loves blazers, but she always wore these boxy, oversized styles because she was self-conscious about her waist. One day, I brought over a simple, thin leather belt. I told her, just try it. Cinch it over the blazer. She was so hesitant at first. But she did it, and you should have seen her face. She just stood there, staring at herself in the mirror. That little belt didn't squeeze her. It just gave her a focal point. It created the asterisk illusion of a waist. It took her boxy blazer and gave it structure, gave it shape. She looked at me and said, "I can't believe a simple belt could do that. I feel put together again. I have a shape. You see? Layering, color, proportion, a clever accessory. These are the tools in your style toolbox. I want you to go into your closet and just play. It's your laboratory. There are no mistakes, only discoveries about what makes you feel amazing." So, we've talked about the pieces. We've talked about how to put them together to create a look that is polished and chic. But there's a deeper question here. What does all of this, the clothes, the styling, what does it really mean for us, as women who have lived full lives? Is it just about looking good for other people? Or is there something more going on here? Something about self-worth, healing, and personal power? Let's talk about that, because it's the most important part of this whole conversation. We've been talking about techniques, and colors, and putting things together. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that, don't we? It's not just about what we put on our bodies. It's about how we feel on the inside. Let's just be real with each other for a minute. This season of life comes with some major shifts. The house gets quiet after the kids have grown and gone. A career that defined you for decades might be winding down. And our bodies? Well, they're playing a whole new ballgame, aren't they? Have you ever looked in the mirror and not quite recognized the woman looking back? A woman who was once defined by her role as a mom, a wife, a professional. And when those roles start to fade, it's so easy to ask, okay, so who am I now? That feeling of being a little bit lost, a little bit invisible. I know it. I've lived it. There were times I felt like a ghost in my own home. And during those times, putting on a nice outfit felt, well, it felt pointless. Frivolous. But I realized I was looking at it all wrong. Getting dressed, when you are doing it for yourself, is not a frivolous act. It's an act of love. It's a declaration. It's you looking in the mirror and saying to the world, and more importantly, to yourself, I'm still here. I matter. And I am worthy of feeling beautiful. The outfit you choose in the morning is more than just fabric. It's therapy. There's actually a scientific term for this. It's called enclothed cognition. Studies have proven that the clothes we wear literally change how we think, feel, and perform. When you wear something that makes you feel powerful, you act more powerfully. When you wear something soft and beautiful, you feel more gentle and open. It's real. It's science. But I know what some people in the world say. She should really dress her age. Isn't she a little old to be trying so hard? Have you ever heard that? Or even worse, have you ever thought it about yourself? And who gets to write the rules on what acting your age even means? I want to tell you something. It is because we have lived, because we have weathered the storms. Because these wrinkles are the road maps of our laughter and our tears. Because this silver in our hair is a crown we have earned. It is because of all of that, that we, more than anyone, have the right to shine in any way we choose. Dressing well at this age isn't about trying to look 20 again. It's about celebrating the magnificent woman you've become. I want to tell you a story about a woman named Barbara, a client who taught me the truest lesson about the healing power of clothes. Barbara came to me when she was 60, right after a painful divorce that ended a 30-year marriage. The woman who sat in front of me was defeated. The light had completely gone out of her eyes. She was wearing an old, faded sweatsuit. Her hair was pulled back. She wouldn't make eye contact. She told me she felt like her life was over. For the first few sessions, we barely talked about clothes at all. We just talked. Then one day, I didn't take her to a big department store. I took her to a small fabric shop, one filled with bolts of beautiful silks. I just told her, find a color that speaks to you. Don't overthink it. After a long time, she reached out and touched a bolt of silk in the most stunning shade of emerald green. We took that fabric to a tailor and had a simple, elegant blouse made. The day Barbara tried on that blouse, something shifted. As the cool silk settled on her skin, I saw her stand up a little straighter. And when she looked at her reflection, wearing a vibrant color she hadn't dared to touch in years, a single tear rolled down her cheek. It wasn't a tear of sadness. It was a tear of remembrance, of rediscovery. That blouse didn't change her past, but it gave her permission to start designing her future. From the blouse came a pair of perfectly tailored trousers. Then a comfortable, yet stylish, pair of loafers. Barbara wasn't changing for her ex-husband. She was changing for herself. A few months later, she joined a gardening club. She started calling old friends. She started laughing again. Fashion didn't just change her look. It helped her reclaim her soul. Now, your story might not be the same as Barbara's. But I believe every single one of us has moments where we need a fresh start, where we need to find a reason to fall in love with ourselves again. So, now that we understand this deep, emotional power of style, now that we know it isn't vanity, but a tool for self-care and empowerment, how do we make this a lasting part of our lives? A sustainable practice? How do we invest in ourselves wisely for the long, beautiful road ahead? Well, that's the final piece of the puzzle, and the next step on our journey. So, we've journeyed together and discovered this incredible healing power that style can have, haven't we? That it's not just about the clothes, but about a tool we can use to reclaim ourselves. But how do we make that amazing feeling, that feeling of rediscovery, last? How do we turn a momentary spark into a steady, warm flame that becomes a sustainable part of our lives? This is where we talk about investment. And no, I'm not talking about investing thousands of dollars in designer bags. I'm talking about investing in a new philosophy, a new way of living. And the first, most important mindset shift is this: buy less, but choose better. Are you tired of standing in front of a closet overflowing with clothes, and feeling nothing but stress and anxiety? That's because we have too many options, but not enough pieces that we truly, deeply love. There's a wonderful concept called a capsule wardrobe. I want you to imagine your closet with only, say, 30 or 40 items in it. But every single one of those items is a winner. Every piece is something you love, the quality is beautiful, the fit is perfect, and it all works together seamlessly. When that's your reality, getting dressed in the morning becomes a joy, not a chore. It saves you time, it saves you money, and most importantly, it saves you from what they call decision fatigue. From now on, before you buy anything, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Do I truly need this? Does this make me feel absolutely wonderful? And can I see myself wearing this at least 30 times? If you can say yes to all three, then you know it's a worthy investment. But ladies, even the most beautiful outfit in the world will look lifeless if the woman wearing it doesn't have that inner light. True style doesn't just come from the clothes rack. It radiates from within you. It's a combination of your health, your skin, your hair, and especially, a joyful, optimistic spirit. A designer dress can't hide tired eyes. But a radiant smile can make a simple t-shirt and jeans look like $1,000,000. The great Audrey Hepburn once said, "I believe that happy girls are the prettiest girls." And that is true at every single age. For me, personally, every morning, before I even think about my clothes, I take 15 minutes. That's all. Just 15 minutes. To make a cup of coffee, to sit by the window, to just breathe. To smile at myself in the mirror, not to look for new wrinkles, but to thank this body for carrying me through this incredible life. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is the essential foundation for everything else. And finally, to keep that style flame burning brightly, you have to keep feeding it. And you feed it with inspiration. Don't ever let yourself get stuck in a rut. Keep your mind open. Keep your eyes curious. Inspiration is everywhere. It's in a biography about Coco Chanel. It's in the timeless costumes of an old black and white movie. It's in a trip to a new city, or even just an afternoon spent people watching from a cafe. Let art, and culture, and the beauty of the world soak into your soul. When you enrich your mind, your personal style will naturally become more sophisticated and interesting. This journey of building your style, it's just like the journey of life itself. It's not a destination, where one day you'll arrive and have the perfect wardrobe and never have to think about it again. No, it's a process. It's a path of constant discovery, of experimenting, of learning. There will be days when you feel like you nailed it, and other days that are less successful. And that is perfectly okay. The most important thing, the final piece of advice I can give you is this. Never, ever stop learning how to love and take care of yourself. Because that is the one investment, the only investment, that is guaranteed to pay dividends for the rest of your life. It is the best return on investment a woman can ever make. And so, our journey for today comes to a close. We started on the rain-slicked streets of Milan, with those effortlessly elegant women. And we're ending right here, in front of your own mirror, with a deeper understanding of your own worth. I want you to always remember this, my dear friends. Your beauty at 50, 60, and beyond, isn't about trying to chase your youth. It's about proudly wearing the wisdom and experience of your life. True style, it isn't about the designer label or the latest trend. It's when your soul shines through the fabric you wear. So I want to leave you with a little challenge, right after this video ends. Go to your closet, and pull out your absolute favorite outfit. The one that makes you feel unstoppable. Put it on. Then, stand in front of the mirror, and smile at that strong, resilient, beautiful woman looking back at you. And then walk out that door with the confidence of a queen. If this video resonated with you, please, share it with the incredible women in your life. So we can build a community of women who are beautiful, confident, and happy at every single age. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the... Oh, but wait, everything we've talked about today, the mindset, the foundation, it's all incredibly important. But it's only half of the story. If you are truly serious about feeling confident, vibrant, and beautiful every single day, then my next video on the mistakes over 50 wearing dark clothes, and the elegant fashion trends secret from Milan, is the final piece of the puzzle you absolutely cannot miss.